Hey YouTubers, welcome to the channel. So this video is going to give you a little introduction to Zion National Park. Now Zion is located in the southwest corridor of Utah. It covers almost 150,000 acres. The park was originally established back in 1909, originally called Mukintewep National Monument, that was later renamed Zion National Park in 1919. So every year approximately 2.5 million people visit the park. Because there's such a large number of people visiting, they added this shuttle bus system that brings you around to the various hikes and points of interest. It makes it feel a little bit like Disneyland, but overall it's a pretty cool experience. One of the most dramatic landscapes I have seen in a lot of my travels. It's got colorful, deep canyons, high cliffs, these beautiful forested plateaus, something that is really breathtaking and worth a visit. If you do visit, there are two hikes that you need to do: Angel's Landing and hiking the Narrows. Angel's Landing was a fairly difficult hike. There was a 1,500 feet elevation change. That's a pretty drastic elevation change, so I would recommend this for probably an intermediate hiker. We did this hike during the summer, so we had to wake up pretty early to avoid hiking while it was too hot out. The hike itself took us roughly 5 hours. The trip guide says to leave about 3 to 6 for the hike, depending on your skill level. You also want to keep in mind that you want to spend some time at the top, because the top offers some of the most stunning views of the entire park. To get to this hike, you get dropped off at the Grotto Trailhead. From there, you'll be able to locate the Angel's Landing Trail. The next must-do hike is the Narrows. To get there, you start at the Sinaweva Trailhead, and then you hike the paved trail back to where the water runs through the canyon. Now the water was pretty chilly even though we went in the summer, and you definitely need to rent water shoes. My girlfriend and I made the mistake of not getting the water shoes, and we were barely able to kind of tiptoe our way through the water. So definitely go ahead and get those water shoes. So most guides say to leave about 6 hours to get to the quote-unquote best part, but most people don't get that far, and honestly you can get a really stunning view just walking a little bit into the actual Narrows. In closing, I'm going to give you a point-by-point breakdown on the different areas that I think are super important when looking into visiting a location. If you find this information extremely helpful, remember to hit that subscribe button. I'll be coming at you with more videos like this in the future. Also hit that like button if you found it helpful. So the temperature range can be anywhere from 50s to 90s. I personally went in the summer where it was a hot summer. We were looking at like 80s and 90s in the temperature range. You can also expect thunderstorms in the summer. That's always a possibility. Now, looking at the views from the car, Zion offered some of the most stunning views that I saw across the nation. I would easily give it a 7 out of 10. It is definitely worth just driving through, even if you're not much of a hiker and you just want to check out some gorgeous views. Speaking of gorgeous views, Zion National Park offers some of the best hiking in the country. Angel's Landing was spectacular. Overall, I would rate the hikes a 9 out of 10. Between Angel's Landing and the Narrows, you really get your fill of beautiful views during hiking. Now, the camping was actually sold out when we went, so I wasn't able to locate some of the camping sites, but I did drive by them, and they looked pretty basic drive up and pitch a tent camping. Nothing too spectacular, and outside of the park offers some pretty nice lodging. Now for the wildlife, I wasn't super impressed with the wildlife. I think throughout our entire time there, we maybe saw one squirrel. So I rated it a 3 out of a 10. In retrospect, I'm not even sure why I got a 3 out of a 10, because the only animal I saw in the park was a squirrel and maybe some pretty cool birds. So that does it with my overview of Zion National Park. I hope you guys liked it. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe if you found this information helpful.